Morning, driver. 4 passengers here before your 11:02 departure to Carlisle. So open doors. Master key in, reverser to neutral. Set out the headlights. Do the destinations. I mean, I could just do it entering the code, but I think pressing F8 is quicker. Bathgate, Carlisle, Carlisle. Nope, Carlisle. Nope. There we go. Carlisle. There. Next to set up the GSMR, even though I literally can't see anything. I think it's still booting up. Oh, this is 2 Lima 05. 2 Lima 05. We are at signal 22. 0, 2, 2. Enter. So yeah, we're in the AP class 156 again. 156457. And we're taking this train to Lima 05, 11:02 Dumfries to Carlisle. Calling at Dumfries, Annan, Gretna Green, and Carlisle. So we're just waiting for our departure in the next 10 seconds. Then we can depart for Annan. I assume it's pronounced Annan and not Annan. Next stop is Annan at 11:17. So the season is set to. So the season is set to autumn. So we shouldn't get too much wheel slip. Well, at least it's not winter. So departing Dumfries, the speed limit is 30 miles per hour, and we've got 15.5 miles to go to Annan. Yeah, I've also been messing around with the graphic settings, and it seems to make the track more blurred. I don't know why. I mean, I could turn on TSX or dynamic lighting to make the whole thing look better, but then you get like 5 FPS. And nobody wants to see a PowerPoint slideshow. Speed limit is now 45. So yes, we are in the ScotRail Salter livery, but debranded. But yeah, I think I need to rerun the branding patch. So we are on the West Coast Main Line Over Shap on the Dumfries extension. What I find a little bit strange, no, not really strange, but what am I trying to say? Basically what I'm trying to say is that it's a little annoying that on this version of the West Coast Main Line, the line between Annan and Gretna Green is single track instead of double. But I don't know, I looked at the timetables and it shouldn't cause too many issues. Speed limit is now 70. So on the day of recording, it is the 4th of September, so Wednesday. So everybody is back to school or college, but not necessarily university, because university starts later in September because of all the clearance and stuff and all the freshers stuff. So my lessons start again on the 23rd of September, so I've got a few more weeks off. Well, I've got a few things to do before I start lessons again, like induction and the freshers fair, even though they're all in the same week. So it goes over here, so we need to blow the horn. So on my first day back, I've got 3 3 lectures and a lab. So I start at 11 and I finish at 6. It's not too bad. I finished at 6 before, just get the train back. So I get a train from Oxford Road to get trains from Oxford Road to Victoria, and then there's change for a train there. Even though my changeover time is literally about 4 minutes. And Transpennine doesn't really do a good job of running their trains on time, if at all. Alright, sorry about the lag. Train sim is just loading again the next bit of the map. So most of this is just the countryside, or the Scottish countryside. And at Gretna Junction we'll be crossing into England. Speed limit is now 80. Let's look at the passenger view. Oh. Yeah, with the ScotRail seating. Looks nice. Oh yeah, the ScotRail cab looks different to all the other ones. Wonder why. Like the DRA is there on the bottom, on the main like instrument panel instead of on the top. So the journey should take about half an hour, about 40 minutes. So for second year of university, because I'm on the computer science course, I've got 4 units. I've got advanced programming, professional development, algorithms and data structures, and something about databases. So the same amount of units as last year, but more difficult. In real life, is it possible to actually accelerate a class 156 to 80 miles an hour? Because in here you can. Speed limit is going down to 70 miles per hour. Just slow down for that. And I think it's froze. No wait. Nope, it's back. So we have about 9.5 miles left. So at the Freshers' Fair, if you don't know what the Freshers' Fair is, it's where first year students, before they start induction, they join the societies. that they want to join. I mean, I think joining a society is optional. I think it's optional, you don't have to do it. But I joined the gaming society. And I am one of the social secretaries, which means I run the socials, which can only end in disaster. Speed limit is now going back up to 80 miles per hour. Yeah, so yeah, I think next week will be the very first social with the new committee. So for society, all you need, the minimum is you need a treasurer to look after the money, and then the chair to run the whole thing. But because the game society is kind of a big society, we have the chair, vice chair, two social secretaries, and the treasurer. So there's 5 of us. A disused station. So would this be Rothwell or something? I really like what AP did with the sounds in this. Well, AP does do a good job with everything, so it's not much of a surprise. So 6 miles left. Should be there in a few minutes. So speed limit is going down to 70, then up to 25 again. Like, why does the speed limit keep going up and down? Why can't I just stay at 80? So yeah, because it's autumn, there is a fair chance of having wheel slip. So instead of braking as late as possible, I might want to start braking a little sooner, so we don't overshoot the platform. Speed limit is now 75, so we can accelerate to maximum speed again. I mean, of course, when I do go back to uni, the amount of uploads will inevitably just decrease because I have a lot of stuff to do. Like coursework. So I think because transit videos do take literally ages to record, I think I'll just do transport fever videos. Also, because I'll be outside a lot, I'll probably just video more trains in real life as well. So, and I'm in 3.5 miles, so not long left. Does anyone else like the sound of the track joint sounds? Is it me or is the class 156 just a giant cuboid? So speed limit is going back down. Speed limit is going back down to 70 before we arrive into Annan or Annan, however you pronounce it. If the line from Annan to Gretna Green is single track, why is this bit double? Seems a bit weird. How half of it is single track and the other half isn't. So Annan is coming up in about a mile, so what I need to start slowing down. And hopefully we won't get any wheel slide when the frames return to normal. Eventually. There we go. So Annan station should be right around the corner. So approaching Annan with the old signal box on the right. Is that signal box still here in 2019 or has it been demolished? So the platform here at Annan is relatively short, sort of. So I'm aiming to stop at the 2-3 car stop sign, which is just in front of us, at the end of this canopy with the flowers on it. And arrival into Annan. The next stop is Gretna Green at 11:26. So departing Annan, the speed limit is immediately going down to 15 miles per hour. And because the Gretna Green station didn't reopen until 1993, I put a destination marker where we're meant to stop at the old Gretna Green station abandoned building thing. It seems a lot of stations opened in the 90s, like the first half of the 90s before privatisation. Was BR and a station opening spree or something? Because Gretna Green opened in 1993, Manchester Airport Station opened in 1993. I can't remember when Mills Hill opened. It was either 1993 or 1994. Also, I think the station at Walston also opened in the 90s. Also, there should be a new station called Warrington West opening soon, on the Liverpool-Manchester line, not the West Coast Main Line. I think depending when it opens, I might do a video on it on the first day. So get a train from Rochelle to Manchester Victoria, Manchester Victoria to Manchester Oxford Road, and then Manchester Oxford Road to Warrington West. So I need to get 3 trains. So speed limit is now 80, so we can accelerate to 75. So Gretna Green is in 6.5 miles ish. So I think it's basically just one long straight line between Annan and Gretna Green. Well, it's mostly just a straight line with a few curves in it. So after Gretna Green, we will come on to Gretna Junction, where we will cross the border into England and join the main West Coast Main Line from Carstairs. And then we'll also pass Carlisle Kingmore Depot and then eventually into Carlisle. So we're approaching 75 miles per hour. It didn't really take long to get there. Probably because the 156 is called a super sprinter. Well, it's called a super sprinter for a reason. So here are some sightings for something. I don't know. Where did it go? Easter eggs, Ministry of Defense. Oh. Oh, it goes all the way over here. What's with my S sounds? And there goes frames again. I don't think I've been on a 156 since I think it was a Wigan Northwestern video. Where it was an ex-ScotRail 156 coupled to an ex-West Midlands Trains 156. Yeah, Northern does have about 1 million different liveries. Because you've got the ex-Northern Rail one, the purple and the blue one. You've got the new Northern livery with the white and the blue. You've got ex-ScotRail, the Barbie one with the purple swishies and stuff. Like the first ScotRail 156s. Then you've also got ex-ScotRail Salter on the 158s. You've got X GWR green on the 153s. You've got X the white one. I forget which 153 is. The GWR 153 that's just completely white. You've got X the GWR one that's just blue. What other liveries have they got? I think that's it. Yeah, also on September 9, 331s will be operating between Liverpool Lime Street and Blackpool North. I wonder if they will ever be operating in Manchester. Probably. I heard that Northern is getting all the 323s, so I think they're keeping the ones that they've already got, And then I think they're taking on ones. And I think they're taking on. And I think they're taking on the ones from Birmingham, operated by West Midlands Railway. I think. There's a whatever the franchise is called. Which means the 319s will be put back into storage. So we're approaching the Gretna Green station. It's not really a station, it's just an abandoned building with a platform. Gusting yellow, which means we need to stop. Which means we need to stop at the next signal before, not before, just at Gretna Junction. There goes the frames again. So you can kind of just make out the disused station. Obviously today Gretna Green is reopened with both platforms on both tracks. I have been here in real life, I think it's only once. Isn't there something about Gretna Green, about something about marriage or something? So where I'm going to stop is at the end of this disused platform. So we are timetable to depart Gretna Green at 11:26. So now. So arrival at Gretna Green. The next stop is Carlisle, arriving at 11:39. I can hardly get any traction around here. I also need to remember that there's a red on the next signal, or a danger signal, or a danger aspect, or anything with danger in it. So the Class 156 has been in a number of different liveries, like all the way from BR Regional Railways thing, all the way to like Northern and East Mid Railway and ScotRail. So what's your favourite Class 156 livery? I think it has to be the Northern one, the white Northern one, because I see that one a lot. Or in fact, what's your favourite livery of any train in any different time? So the next signal is in 0.3 miles. So we should be seeing another 156 right there that's going to Glasgow via Dumfries and up the coast thing. Oh, it's green. Oh yeah, because this is the AP Class 156 and not the UV Class 156, this scenario will not be on the same workshop. Unless... Sorry, unless there's somewhere else where I can put the scenario. You know, if you want to test it for yourself, it's not much. There's like... all the AI is just that 156 that we just passed, and a 350 that's coming up. So we are now crossing into England, and this is Gretna Junction. So Gretna Junction at 11:30, so we're on time. And they got the frames again. So we are now on the West Coast Main Line between London Euston and Glasgow Central, with branches off to Birmingham New Street, Liverpool Lime Street. I'm not sure about Chester, because Chester is on the North Wales coast. Manchester Piccadilly and Liverpool Lime Street and Edinburgh. So what's that where most of the freight operates? Because there's a lot of freight on the West Coast Main Line. Mainly containers. So we are due into Carlisle platform 7 at 11:39. You're on time. Is that a motorway, or is it some sort of other thing? So the next place of interest will be Carlisle Kingmore sidings, and then immediately after that Carlisle Kingmore Depot, where DRS is based. So yeah, it should be a fairly straightforward run into Carlisle. So there's a 350 going to Glasgow. Yeah, I would have used the enhancement pack for the 350, but I don't have the Postmaster Direct line and I don't want to spend like 50 quid on it, so I just used the Brighton Mainline 450 and then the DP simulation reskin for it to put it into TransPennine livery. It still works. I managed to get the 156 at 80 miles an hour. There go the frames again. So I think this is episode 96. That's a lot of episodes. I mean, 96 videos of Train Sim. I think I started this just a bit more than a year ago, where I took a 319 from Manchester Piccadilly to the Man United football stadium. Well, barely being able to talk. Because I didn't have a microphone at the time, I just used my phone's voice recorder, and then I attempted to sync up my commentary on my phone with the train sim video footage. Yeah, it didn't work. And then I just bought a microphone, and that's what I'm using now. Doing 69 miles an hour. Nice. So this is part of Carlisle Kingmore sidings. What are they used for today? So we've got a warning of 55 miles per hour. Yeah, Carlisle Kingmore is massive. I have been here before, where I took pictures of quite a few 68s when they were newer. I think it was 2017. So coming up shortly will be Carlisle Kingmore DRS sightings, which I've just stuck a bunch of 68s outside. So outside the depot you can see two DRS 68s and a transparent 68. Even though the transparent 68 should be in Ardwick in Manchester, but whatever. There go the frames again. Eventually. There we go. So speed limit should be going down to 55 now. And the next speed reduction is down to 20 miles per hour as we approach Carlisle Station. Or Carlisle Citadel. So we got a double yellow signal, which means we are cleared into Carlisle Station. We are expected into platform 7, as usual. So in 2019, this track layout is different because the Gosling Road line closed after a freight train derailed it, and it was a bit expensive to repair, so they just closed it. Imagine how useful it would be today with all the freight trains that run. Like, imagine how much more convenient it would be to divert the Tesco Express to the goods avoider instead of through the station. I wonder if there are any plans to reopen it. Probably not, because by today there's probably a bunch of buildings in the way. Well, it's not like transport fever where you can just bulldoze wherever you want without any consequences. So we have a single yellow and we are routed into platform 7. So Carlisle platform 7 arriving at 11:39. So we're a bit early. So this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed me driving the AP156 again. You can go buy it, it's 25 quid. I mean, the price is a bit steep, but it's really worth it considering how much work they put into these things. So we are arriving into Carlisle, where this service terminates. Need to switch this to not in service. I can do it here because the code is 0998. So terminate route, yes. Enter route code. So 0998. Enter, 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 enter. So confirm route, not in service, yes. So if I go outside, it's now not in service because this train terminates here. So thank you for watching. Subscribe for more train sim content. There's a lot of it. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe for more. I've already said that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And arriving to Carlisle.